Hi, it's Tom here from FDS, and today we're going to look at this, which is the hard range kit for the Elite Alpha Trooper. This is a Blasterparts kit, and as you can see, let's get the contents out. We've got a little catch spring there. This is a new priming bar, because obviously this is a stronger spring. This is the 8 kg spring here, so that's the 8 kg spring. This is their 3D printed spring spacer thing, and then obviously the usual 3D printed catch plate, which is annoyingly rough on the back surface, but that surface actually doesn't interface with anything. It's this surface that you want to be looking at, and there is a little tiny bit of the usual extrusion line at the edge, which I'll take off in a minute, and up here. So there's the catch plate, and so you've got this 3D printed catch plate, which again fills in this weak spot. It's very similar to the design of the Nerf Nerd catch plate, although I have to say his is actually printed at a better resolution than theirs. But what I like about this kit, you've got a ludicrously hard spring. I don't know how much this is going to make a difference, but it's there, and obviously it's nice to get a new priming bar, because one of the problems with the spring rates above 5 kg is this long priming bar on the Alpha Trooper, and it does tend to bend here. And I trust the Germans to produce a very, very nice, very stiff rod, and indeed they have. I can barely bend that, which you can bend the original Nerf one. So that's quite a nice piece of kit, and that's been very precisely bent. So I'm chuffed with that. And I'm going to put that into the blaster in a second. Obviously, to begin with, these kits were kind of rare because you had to pay a lot to get them shipped from Germany. But with the advent of their dealer network, so the dealer network is as follows. If you're in Australia, Slydev sells these. If you're in America, they're available direct from Containment Crew. And if you're in Europe, then you can go to Blasterparts themselves. And with the instability of the euro at the moment, it's quite a good time to buy these. And you can also get them through UK Nerf War. If you ask him, he has a few, so if you're in the UK, you can always ping up UK Nerf War and get hold of yours. And I have to say, I've not tried this kit before in the EAT, so we'll get the EAT out first. I'll move the kit out of the way. And here's the EAT we're going to be working on, and this one is actually the original EAT that I bought, and it's been around a long time. It's my first spring mod, this was, and it's now my son's primary. I haven't actually opened it up yet in some time, so I'll have to see what happens. It's been a while since this has been on the bench, because it's been a very reliable performer, and it's just been running the 5 kilo Orange Modworks spring. Hasn't had any further mods. It's not got their stupid metal catch plate or any of the crappy stuff that you don't need in it. It's just got, somewhere there's a screw I haven't undone fully. There it is. So there we go. So we can see the internals here of this blaster, and you can see that it hasn't had much done to it. It's had the locks taken out here and here, and I did those for my original mod guide, and it's been very carefully lubed. Now this is as played, so this is just straight out the box, and you can see here the usual gunk deposits from repeated primings, but you'll notice this has the original catch springs. This is not the Nerf Nerd catch plate. This is an original catch plate. This has had a 5 kg spring in it for, I don't know, 2 years, maybe longer. And there's the 5 kg spring. There we go, put that next to the 8 kg spring, and you can see the free length is correct on this 8 kg spring. It's always worth checking those free lengths, because if it's slightly out, you can end up with the compressed length being wrong, and then you run out of space. You can see here that this is generally in pretty good condition. Obviously, I've probably taken it apart and serviced it, and the only change that I made to this, it's got a very, very high catch spring strength, because this catch flexes at this point here, and I'll show you the original catch design and why there's a problem with it. Now this one's actually in very good condition. A little tiny bit of grit got in there. Let's take that out. Don't want grit in the mechanism. So the problem with the EAT catch is this area here, and over time they warp at this point. Now this one hasn't exhibited that. They can also stress crack here and here, and I think it depends a lot on kind of how you use your blaster. I'm not a big on slamfire, and my son isn't either. I've never seen him use it. And so the catch isn't getting repeatedly pounded each time with slamfire. But if you are a slamfire user and you like spanking your EAT a lot, you are going to do more to the catch. And if we compare that to the aftermarket catch, you can see that they've simply filled in a lot of the dead space in that catch, and you just get a solid plastic catch. So there's your stock EOT catch, and that's obviously a common weak point. We've got to install the new catch, and I like a bit of lube on this face when I install them and on this face. In fact, I'll do that in a minute. So we've got to do the priming bar. So I forget about doing the priming bar all the time. It's one of those things that you never do normally. Take this out, just extract the fore end. So there you go, there's the priming bar. This is really nice and fluffy in here. You can see there's some great war debris in there. You can also see that I tend to put a bit of lube along the priming bar itself where it interfaces with the shell at this point in the front. This is a common wear area. And you can use lithium grease for this job if you want. I just happen to have a whole ton of, there's a little piece of dart, you see. Another little tiny piece of dart debris there from where it sliced the butt end off one of the darts. So you've got to undo this screw here, take it off. Now my only concern is whether or not that priming bar is slightly fatter. If the other one is slightly thicker, then it's likely to be more of an interference fit. So move that. And then put that one straight in there. Yeah, see, there is a bit more of a wiggle to get that in. It'd be interesting to see how well that goes into place. See, I'm not cheating on this one. So I'm just going to grab some lube. So what I've done is I've just got a bit of Hobby Mod's Super Lube left lying around, which is a really good lube. It's like a Teflon based silicone lube, and I've just put a little tiny bit, I'll put a little tiny bit on the outside face of the catch plate along here. I don't think I'm going to need to clean that ridge up. It's a common problem with hot extruded printing, so you get a little ridge around the base. It just forms where the first layer goes on and the second layer goes on top of it. So I've done that.